Okay, guys, welcome to BattaBox. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really happy to have you here. My name is Mike. I'm one of the presenters here on the channel. So today we're going to be talking about something very interesting. It's something that I've been wanting to talk about for a while, and up to recently, with Tinubu on Friday, he was seen leaving a London hospital in Paddington, London. So it's something that have caught my attention as to why Africans prefer old, sick, and also aging leaders. Why is it that in Africa we like to elect people that are very, very old, people that are almost incapacitated, they're not physically fit, and in some cases they're actually not mentally fit. So is it a cause? Like, share the shake with one, like share they cause us? Are we cause as Africans, or why is it that every time we as Africans always have to go with leaders who most times these leaders are people that they have a lot of issues that we know of. So I'm going to give you some examples of some countries, and these are African countries, and many of them, unfortunately, they are like the babas. They are the babas, and they are the grandfathers of our country. So if you look at a place like Nigeria, we don't retire all of our senior justices, chief justices. In fact, after the age of 65, in some cases 60, we always retire these people. But when it comes to appointing presidents or leaders, na lie, we always choose the oldest leaders. So, despite the fact that many young leaders have emerged from the continent of Africa, there are many, many young, vibrant leaders. Still, we have presidents that are really old and they're supposed to enjoy their senior senior moment age. But no, they want to be in power. They want to be in power. And in 2024, we still have many of them. Okay, so let me just go to the list. Paul Biya. This one is like 91 years old. This Baba don't dey power since 1982, even older than some of us that are talking. So he's the longest serving leader globally. So I'm talking about Paul Biya of Cameroon. His policies are very bad, but for some reasons, these guys they just enter power. And once they enter power, they cannot leave again. So imagine Paul Biya, who is 91, Cameroon, a West African nation, a francophone and anglophone, and there's so many divisions in Cameroon. The French and the English are almost genocidal at one point, and Paul Biya is still in power. Nobody can do anything. The guy does election, he wins over and over. Since 1982, people, guys, this is about 42 years ago. In fact, he's recognized as the oldest guy in power anyway, globally. So the other one we have is Mbuma. I don't know if you guys know about Nongolo Mbuma. Nongolo Mbuma is 82. I became president after the death of the last president, I think Gengob. This is in Namibia. So 82-year-old guy, oh, as of February 2024, this guy is still in power in Namibia. Again, Namibia is a country that's very rich, rich resources, rich boy, whatever you want to talk. Namibia has plenty, boku boku. So you're trying to tell me that in a country like Namibia, whereby the expectancy is less than 50, is this guy, this Baba or grandfather at this point, that is the two that is ruling the country. So today I'm going to be telling you why, like, waiting people they see for all these grandfathers and grandpapa, what are they seeing in them that they are the ones that are becoming the president and they hold on to power for a very, very long time. So another example again is Namibia, who has been the president actually of Namibia. Yeah, again, his name is Mbumba, and he's been in power since 19 since he took over in 2004, but he's 82 years old. I mean, the other one in question is Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast is very beautiful. If you've been to Ivory Coast or if you've seen some of their videos, Ivory Coast is a very, very lovely country, very, very beautiful country, rich in many resources. But Ivory Coast, the president of Ivory Coast, can you guys believe that he's 82 years old? His name is Otara, Alassane Otara. Again, this Baba is 82 years old, been in power for a very, very long time. Let me see if I can share my screen. Uh, Maybe you guys can see what I'm seeing. Oh, cool. Okay, so yeah. So let me share my screen here. Share my screen. Okay, so again, Alassane Ouattara is 82 years old. This is the picture of the guy. I hope you guys can see me. Let's see. Yeah, there you go. You can see me. So he's 82 years old. So I'm 82 years old, Baba, and he's in the office since 2010. Ivory Coast president. The others that I showed earlier is Bomba. This is his picture here. He became president again, 82. Then, more importantly, we have Paul Biya, who is 91 years old. He's been in power since 1982. So Africans, we like electing or selecting old people, grandfather, grandmother, and people that are very, very old. Now, if you're just joining this live stream, today we're talking about Tinubu's healthcare. And why is it that Nigerians, Zimbabwe, Namibians, Ivory Coastians, just Africans in general, would prefer old people to rule? So in a normal world, old people should be in a elderly home facility, or they should be confined to places where they are kind of like enjoying their golden years. But no, not in Africa. We decided to put them in power and to control the affairs of the future of the country. So questions that just blow my mind. Equatorial Guinea, you have president of Equatorial Guinea here, Teodoro Nguema Mbasogo. Okay, so this Baba here, looking nice and all, the Baba is 81 years old. He's been in power since 1979. The question is why? Why we say now only one person? Is it the anointed? Even in Bible like after Moses, Joshua came, there's always transition of power. But you have these African leaders that sit in power. Imagine this Mbasogo, sorry. It has been present since 1971. 1979, sorry. 1979. And then he overthrew his uncle in a coup. So it's been kind of like a family affair. And he's 81 years old. Moving on, Emerson Nangagwa. Emerson Nangagwa of Zimbabwe, 81 years old. He's been in power through after Robert Mugabe was ousted in 2017. You guys remember Mugabe, again, who was in power for a very long time until his golden years. And now you have this Nangagwa, who is also Emerson Nangagwa, been in power, 81 years old, Baba, and he's there managing the affairs. And I begin to wonder, how can somebody who's 81 years old, how can this person really control affairs? How can he think? How can he function? How can he even go about his daily days? Can he stand? Can he run? Can he sit down and type, and send emails and stuff? And that's something that, again, continue to blow my mind. I don't know how people are able to do this. Okay, this is the Black Star of Ghana. You have Akufo-Addo, 79 years old. His ideas is going to be tackling corruption and improving the economy, which, again, Ghanaians are still looking for some of that. His administration have been plagued with corruption. And this is a guy who is supposed to come fight corruption. Akufo-Addo, 79 years old. So the next one is Joseph Boakai. Joseph Boakai is from Liberia. He succeeded George Weah. This guy is 79 years old anyway, and is in power. So you have these guys in their 70s, 80s. And I begin to wonder, where till they go on, like what's happening? Why is that Africans, all of our leaders, they have to be old, or they have to be like very, very old? Because it doesn't make sense to me to see someone who's like this Joseph Boakai, who is 79 years old, and it's this beautiful Liberia country. This is another one. Okay, this one is someone that I've always been looking. Say this, but what is they do? And this is Museveni of Uganda. He's 79. He has been in power since 1986. 1986. Granted, most of these guys are not even in democracy anymore. They claim they're in democracy, but the same guy keep winning and winning and winning and winning. But you have Museveni, who's 79 years old. Again, a country where life expectancy is very, very low, like Uganda, should be in the 40s. And you have this guy who's 79, who is still in power. And the list goes on and on. In Algeria, you have a 78-year-old Baba. His name is Tabun in Algeria. Tabun in Algeria. The next one is Djibouti, 76. Djibouti is 76. He's been in power since 1999. And more importantly, you have Bola Tinubu, who allegedly 72 years old, But many people know that we don't know the age of Tinubu. Some people say he's 82. If you look at his daughter, Yoloja, and you look at the age of Yoloja, you're going to find out that, you have to question how old was Tinubu when he had Yoloja. So his age is something that is questionable, and his age is something that people are still like, okay, how old is this guy? So here you can see there are a lot of African leaders who are in their 70s, in their 80s, and in some cases, even in their 90s. It cannot be an anomaly, or you cannot say it's just something that happened once, because you have these babas that are in power and are in power in the 80s and 90s. So the question then is why? Why are these people in power for that long? And the traditional African wisdom, no pun intended, traditional African saying is that these guys they are wise. So these are leaders who, I'm going to stop sharing. Okay, our leaders are wise. They come with wisdom. They're gray hair. Because they are wise, because they have gray hair, they can lead because they are wiser. But we found out that that's not the case. Many of these guys, they are not even. I don't want to say in Africa, I can't say your elders are stupid, but their policies are very stupid. Look at Tinubu of Nigeria right now. His policies are causing people lives every day, inflicting pain on people. So there's a comment here. Let me pin that. See, okay, pin message by Zetsu. You don't choose leaders because of health and age. You choose good leaders. I'm speaking generally, as I'm not Nigerian. Some of you have chosen young health leadership, and they are the worst mistake. Yeah. So what you're saying there, Zetsu, is uh, sometimes the leaders we choose, they are young and healthy, and they are hip leaders, but sometimes they are the worst mistake. And I want to challenge you, Zetsu, to give examples. I'm going to try and follow up, and let's make this a dialogue. You guys can leave your comments in. Give examples of when we've chosen leaders that are young and made the worst mistakes in recent times. Now, if you look at Nigeria, for example, Obasanjo, again, second term, he went the first time, came back again. And then you have Buhari, first time, came back again in the 70s. So you have a lot of examples where we have leaders that we're choosing that are old or sick, or most of them are aging. Look at Yaradua, for example, who died in office, and Jonathan had to take over. Then Buhari went to UK many, many times. In fact, at one point, he spent over 200 days in the hospital. Imagine the private jet, presidential jet, being packed like at the hangar in Heathrow, and how much the masses are paying every day just to keep the president in the hospital. So recently, again, Tinubu is someone who have been caught, or he went to an emergency ward, like he went to see Prince Charles, and I don't know what happened. Nobody knows what happened, but you have a leader, a president of the country, who is sick and appears to be sick, cannot give any media speech without it being telegraphed. He is mentally incapacitated to do the job of president of Nigeria. He's mentally incapacitated to be the minister of petroleum resources that he is. But why? Like, why are we Africans allowing these leaders who they are not good leaders, one, and two, they are too old for that office. They are too old for that office. So wisdom is one of them, because we say they are wise, and our leaders are older because they're wise. That's one reason. Another reason is also the system, which is also a very important reason. The system is a very, very interesting one, in such that many people benefit from that system. So the president is not really just one man with policies, but it's one man with 10,000 people around him that are fed off of him being in power. They are fed off of his policies, and also they are fed off of him being their man, because he provides for their livelihood. So if I'm a DPO, divisional police officer, and as a DPO, my role is to manage the police of a country like Nigeria. Because Tinubu is the president, and because Tinubu has been with me, I've been with him for the last 10 years, I want him to continue to be in power. I don't care what his policies are doing. I don't care how he's hurting the economy. I don't even care about the future of the country. What I care about right now is about me, my family, and how I can put food on the table. So I don't mind, excuse me, I don't mind if his policies are bad. I don't care if his policies are not good. All I care about is that he's my guy and he's in office. So the system is very corrupt. The system is very, very corrupt. The system is very fraudulent, and the system is one that it will take a reformer to change things. And most people don't want that reform because, as far as they are concerned, that is their turn. Emilokon. Now my turn to chop. You know, my turn to chop. Why I go one make Tinubu no dey for office? If I don't deal with Tinubu for a long time, I mean, Tinubu have been in, been from Lagos State. So it's a issue of a political godfather or political godfatherism, and an issue of thuggery, whereby if I have somebody who's my godfather, and that person, when I was a councillor, the person was a state of assembly, and then when the person becomes senator, I move over, I become a commissioner. Then when you become a governor, I become like a commissioner of whatever. Then it becomes regional. That person is taking me along. Imagine it happens actually in a lot of corporations whereby there's let's say like a manager, and that manager goes to a different company. When that manager enters the company, maybe that manager becomes a CEO, even a CEO. That CEO has to carry everybody along with him. He has to take his secretary, he has to take his driver, he has to take his accountant to that new company. So when that CEO is moving to that company, he has to ask and say, hey, guy, like this place where they come home, I'm not alone. I have like 10 people that will make me to be successful. So in order for me to be successful, these 10 people have to come with me. So for the president, there are a lot of people that benefit from him. There are many people that benefit from him moving along their ranks. And as he's moving, all these corrupt people will follow him. So the president is not just one person that you hire. We're talking about the figures just joining us. We're talking about why Africans and why Nigerians, why we prefer old people to rule us. And because those people, over the years, they've built a system. And that system is what's actually ruling. That system is what's governing. And that system is what gets into power. So there are many people that benefit, that will campaign because their livelihood depend on that leader who is 90 years old. Because when that person dies or passes away, it's like, oh wow, like my livelihood is in cut off. So that is one major issue. Also, we have to talk about our culture. We love and we respect our elders. Culturally, we love our elders, we respect our elders. As Nigerians, Nigeria is a country that is based on cultural respect. In fact, Yoruba tribe is one of honorary system, whereby you cannot call somebody their name. You have to use sir, you have to use Mr., you have to use sir. So because of that, we value our elders. If you want to live long, they say you have to respect your elders. Because of this cultural respect, if you don't respect your elders, you're going to die. They don't respect your elder, thunder will fire you. So they make us respect our elders such that His Excellency, he's honorable, is this, is that, His Excellency is honorable. Because of this stupid, nonsensical respect, you have people in power that should not even near office. You have people in power that are incompetent that we're supposed to speak to and say, guy, you are messing up, your policies are not good. But we cannot, because that person is old. You have to respect the elderly ones, one. And two, because that person is also a system. He's not by himself. There are 10, 15, 20, 30 other people around him that are benefiting from him. And they want him to be in power. So if you look at the video that is circulating of Tinubu again out there in the London, and he's like being held and he's assisted. People are holding him because we don't want him we don't want him to fall and die. There are many examples of senators who have been sick, like debilitating. If you search on the internet, even in Nigeria, in the north, they will bring them on a wheelchair because that power, that seat that person occupies, there are a lot of people that benefit from that seat. There's also some cultural and tribal and many reasons that which allows us to elect the elderly. So that's something that is very common in Africa. So I'm going to try and show that video. I'll share my screen so you guys can kind of see. And the whole idea is we as Africans, we like to elect old people. And because we elect these old people, those old people are actually not good for us. They are not good for the country. They are not good for our future. But we don't care. As long as they're in power and they have to do their turn. As long as they're in power and they have to do their turn and everybody's happy. So let me go ahead and share my screen. So this is the video I was talking about here. And I'm going to try and see if I can blow that up. Okay, good. So let me share my screen again. So there we go. Share. So if you can see the video here, Okay, there we go. So here you can see Tribudism here, and it's being accompanied, it's being held. Um, it's being held, and you have these guys just trying to like sneak him out, and that's the back door of the hospital. That's not the main. That's not the main entry door. Look at him here. That's the back door. He can't even walk straight. He's just like limping, weak, and somebody that does not demonstrate strength. If you remember during the primaries, you see them, they were jogging, and they were jogging, coordinated jogging, and it's just to tell people that these people are strong. But Festus Kiamo has come out severally to say Tinubu is strong, Tinubu is fit, Tinubu is the best president, blah blah blah. But today, Festus Kiamo is now Minister of Aviation, I believe. He's been made Minister of Aviation. With Minister of Aviation, what that means is he's set. His family is okay, his life is okay. But he's not here to kind of see how Nigerians are suffering and how these new policies have failed many Nigerians. So we elect these leaders who are not competent, and at the end of the day, they end up going into urgent care. Tinubu, for one, has been traveling a lot, and I'm going to run down some of the visits he's had. So this video I just showed is at the Lindo wing of St. Mary's Hospital in Paddington in London. And if you look at the Lindo wing, if you do some research into it, it was opened by Queen Elizabeth. That's where they give birth to all these royal babies, royal children. When they born them, this is where they take them to, because it's like exclusive. It has the best hospitals, and it has the best amenities, best everything. And they also hide like the media from this kind of the Lindo wing. And more importantly, many powerful politicians have gone there to do surgeries and all kind of stuff. So Tinubu on August 29, he went to London, right? And then from there, he went to UK. From there, he went to UAE via Dubai. And then he had a meeting September 11 at Buckingham Palace. And then after September 11, this event we are talking about happened on September 13, about 2 days after. So 2 days after, he gets sick and they rush him to the ER. You can see that in this black Mercedes Benz. His aide, Nurudin Yusuf, was the one you see carrying that bag and helping him out. So I think at the end of the day, we do this as Africans because we enjoy, we not necessarily being the common masses, but those in power enjoy these people to continue to be their face and their supporter and someone that will defend them. An example is what's the name of this guy? This Niger Delta guy that's always coming out and agitating. And Asari Dokubo. Asari Dokubo talked about how he's known Tinubu since 1994, 95. How Tinubu has been like his political godfather, and Tinubu has been protecting him and watching after him, blah 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 blah. And what we know today is that even though Tinubu is failing, Asari Dokubo is still coming out and defending him. And Asari Dokubo wants Tinubu to be in power. So it's just a selfish interest where people are selfish. And because they are selfish, they themselves, because of selfish interest, they don't necessarily want what's best for the country. Rather, they want what's best for them. In December of 2020, we know that Tinubu was flown to Paris, France, for some medical treatment. In January 2021, Tinubu was absent for over a month. It was not seen in public light. Nobody knows what he went for, but it was a medical checkup, according to some people. In June 21, again, these are things you could look up, and I've just kind of written everything out. In June 2021, Tinubu was absent again, because then Buhari came to Lagos, but Tinubu, there was death rumors that Tinubu was not around. And June 15, Tinubu had to come back to the country. June 15, 2021. So this is a man who have had many histories of disappearance. We know that he was hospitalized in Maryland in July of 2021 again. Then he had a new surgery on August 9. Tinubu went and did a knee surgery August 9, 2021 at Johns Hopkins University Hospital in Maryland, USA. Johns Hopkins University in June 2021. On August 9, he went for a knee surgery. I don't know why he's doing a knee surgery. It's not like he's running all the times. Most of his political career has been carried in all these escalates. So what exactly is he doing a knee surgery for? Then later on, he left the United States. He left the UK in crutches. We saw him. There's pictures of him circulate with him in crutches. So then again, death rumors. Then on October 2022, he underwent surgery again for his right knee, as well as the post-surgery physiotherapy. So this is a guy that have had many medical history, medical records. Unfortunately for Nigeria, that does not need to be disclosed. But you have a guy who, again, has been sick over the last decade and have many history of many sickness, but still somehow he managed to be president and is now a public property because the president, which means the public has to take care of him on public funds. So after the May 29, 2023 swearing in, Tinubu, it was reported according to some reporters that he went on bed rest just because of the inauguration. He went on bed rest and he went to France to see his doctors. How he does not have doctors in Nigeria is beyond me. But then recently he's been traveling a lot and just going from country to country. In some cases, work visits, some cases medical visits, and it's just what is disclosed to us. We know that the lifespan of Nigerians, I think, is about 47 or 43 years old. So I think, yeah. So lifespan of Nigerians, I'm just looking that up right now. The average Nigerian lifespan actually, as of 2021, has gone up to 52 as of 2021. So if the average Nigerian lifespan is 52 years old, you have a guy who claims to be 72, but for all we know, it might be 82. Because we don't know his true age. We don't know his true age. And then Aregbesola came one time and said, Babang Tosara, that means he was peeing on himself, basically. So there have been incidents of people, then catching him pissing on himself. This guy is like an old man who, again, we have elected to president and will be in power for the next 6 years for his whatever is left of his 8-year term. So what are Nigerians doing about it? He's very incoherent. He can't give a speech by himself. He's reading very slowly. Then during the campaign, you've seen pictures of him whereby he raised his hand and there was this catheter or some like someone that had an IV. There are pictures that are circulating online. There are also pictures of him when during the inauguration that he was being propelled, he was being held by other guys. But this is people claiming to power at all costs, even at the risk of their life. If you think you need medical care and you think you need help, but why you not go treatment? No, you take care of yourself. Instead, they are here just trying to prop things up. Buhari spent 225 days outside of Nigeria. 225 days outside of Nigeria. That's a little over a year. That's a little over half a year. I'm sorry. That's a little over half a year that Buhari spent outside of Nigeria. And the taxpayers continue to fund him. He did not want to give up power until people pressured him to give it to Subanjo. And again, we ended up taking care of Buhari. Buhari now looks younger. But if you consider again, Tinubu just retired a lot of these chief justices that are not even up to 70. But here he is, arguably over 80 years old, and he does not want to give up power. How about the 21 billion naira that was spent renovating all the hospitals, the Aso Rock Hospital, and just the facilities in Nigeria that are not able to take care of these guys? So that means the 21 billion naira was spent, or it was stolen, or it was just not accounted for. Otherwise, there's no reason why the president of Nigeria will be going to UK to spend taxpayers' money. Now, if you remember, to go to any medical facility in the UK, for example, you have to at least have medical insurance. Many people have insurance. If you don't have insurance, that means that you will not be seen by a doctor. Otherwise, you have to pay out of pockets in pounds. So this is money, taxpayers' money being spent. And I really hope that people around him kind of talk to him, and maybe he can somehow invest in Nigerian hospitals, invest in Nigerian doctors, and make sure that the hospitals in Nigerians are better, not just for him. Thank you. Not just for him, but also for the rest of Nigerians who can't even take care of themselves, who can't even afford to go to a Nigerian hospital. But instead, our president and our powerful are going out of the country and getting medical treatment. So yes, it's a healthcare. It's something that people have been talking about, and I think that what needs to happen is to make sure that those in power get treated in Nigeria. The end bad government protests just concluded August 10. And one of the things they talk about, one of the agenda, the bullets, is to make sure that the medical, to make sure that those in power are treated in Nigeria and their children also go to school in Nigeria. So I think that's the only way we can solve this problem. That's the only way we can solve this problem. Otherwise, you're going to have a situation where people will continue to spend public funds on private jets, spend public funds on going to hospitals abroad, and just spending hundreds of thousands. By the way, these medical treatments, they are not cheap. That's why if you look at places like NIH in the UK, then Obamacare in the US, and other places, just to do one knee surgery, you can spend up to $100,000. Just one knee surgery, $100,000. If you do the math, $100,000, that's maybe 16 million, maybe. Correct me, at 160 per dollars per dollar. So yeah, so that's 60 million, 160 million. I don't know. So imagine what that money can do. If that 160 million, in this case, if that 160 million can be taken and put in a school or even put in a hospital, 160 million naira can build the hospital in Nigeria today, or even maybe 2 or 3 hospitals. But instead, we'll take it out to invest in our leaders. So again, this has just been us discussing why Africans like electing old people, and also more importantly, why is it as Africans, the old people that we elect, most times they are broken or they are sick, they are not fit. If you look at the US now, for example, you have Joe Biden who stepped aside. Granted, Trump is also old, but there's a role whereby a point you get when you're like, maybe your mental or blaganta is not there anymore, or you are not sharp, or you are not physically fit anymore, and you just step aside, take care of your life, because Baba, you just have one life. There's only one life to live, and you should not carry Nigerian matter on your head, as he has done, such that his health is jeopardized, and he might even short his lifespan, because the job of president is stressful. It gives you blood pressure. If you are not fit, you can't be president. And this kind of situation is what we see in Africa. And I don't know what it would take to break that spell. I don't know what it take for us to employ leaders that are accountable, leaders that we can depend on, and leaders that can actually do the right thing by the people. So what do you guys think about this? Do you think that the Nigerian public should continue to fund Tinubu's medical expenses in the UK, in France, or every other monthly checkup, costing taxpayers millions of hundreds of millions of naira, while the country is in shambles? Why the country is in shambles? Why people are poor, people are broke, there's no petrol, there's long petrol queue, there's no medical supplies, and there's just no electricity, no water. Everything is just really, really bad. We have a president who's just like, I don't care, I'm going to take care of myself. And you have people surrounding him, those that are around him that are enabling him only because Tinubu paid his dues, allegedly. Do you think people should be supporting older men in power because their dues have been paid? And why can't we appoint sharp, articulate, young, bright leaders that can actually make a real change to come about? So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And if you have any comments, go ahead and leave that. And please don't forget to like this video as well. Thank you guys for watching. Again, I remain Mike, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye, guys.